Falcons fans, buckle up, because what's brewing in Atlanta right now isn't just noise, it's a full-on storm, the kind that can rip through a franchise and reshape its destiny for the next decade. From quarterback chaos to a potential defensive megabomb, the Falcons are standing on the edge of one of the most pivotal offseasons in recent NFL history. Trades, drama, stars on the move, and it all hinges on two names, Kirk Cousins and Jalen Ramsey. If you think you've heard this story before, think again. Because what's happening behind the scenes? It's wild. Section 1. The QB situation. Cousins in limbo. Let's start with the quarterback room, because quite frankly, it's a mess wrapped in a mystery inside a $180 million gamble. The Falcons stunned the league back in March by guaranteeing Kirk Cousins a $10 million roster bonus. Combine that with the $90 million already locked in, that's a whole lot of money for a guy who might not even start. Why? Because the Penix era has officially begun. After Cousins got benched in Week 15, rookie Michael Penix Jr. took over and hasn't looked back. The job is his to lose. And Kirk? He's holding a clipboard, unless a wild twist sends him elsewhere. Now here's where it gets spicy. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going all in to lure Aaron Rodgers. Reports say their owner, Art Rooney, expects Rodgers to sign before June 10th. But if that doesn't happen, guess who instantly jumps to the top of Pittsburgh's backup plan? Yep, Kirk freaking Cousins. Steelers quarterback room right now, Mason Rudolph and Will Howard. That's not exactly screaming Super Bowl run, and if Rodgers bails, Pittsburgh might just get desperate. That would hand Atlanta an escape hatch and Cousins a lifeline. But if no trade happens, Atlanta's holding the bag, and $100 million tied to a backup. For context, Cousins put up decent stats last year, 3,558 yards, 18 touchdowns, but he also led the NFL in interceptions with 16 in just 14 games. Brutal. That's the kind of turnover machine that gets you benched, and that's exactly what happened. Section 2. The Jalen Ramsey bombshell. Just when Falcons fans were catching their breath, boom, another twist, and it's a big one. Jalen Ramsey, the All-Pro, one of the most dominant cornerbacks of his era, is now at odds with the Miami Dolphins. NFL Network's Cameron Wolfe said it plainly, that relationship is done. And guess who's lurking in the shadows ready to pounce? That's right, your Atlanta Falcons. This isn't just wishful thinking, this is real. There's interest, there are conversations, and there's urgency. Now Miami isn't panicking. They've got money reasons to wait this out. Post-June 1st moves save them serious cap space. But make no mistake, Jalen Ramsey is on the market. And the Falcons? They've got cap room, a defensive-minded head coach in Raheem Morris, and a system Ramsey already knows inside out. You want attitude? Swagger? A shutdown presence that changes everything on the back end? Ramsey could be the final piece in turning this defense from solid to scary. Closing. Call to action. So here's the question, Falcons Nation. If you're running the show, do you ship out Cousins now and fully hand the keys to Penix? Or do you roll the dice and wait? And if Ramsey becomes available, are you all in? Rate your confidence in this team's direction from 1 to 10 down in the comments. Let's hear it. Is Atlanta finally turning the corner, or are we staring down another missed opportunity? This offseason? It's not just critical, it's make or break. All right, here's where things go from interesting to explosive. Let's talk numbers. If the Dolphins trade Jalen Ramsey before June 1st, they get slammed with a $25 million cap hit. But wait until after June 1st, that number drops to just under $7 million. That's not just a difference, it's a trigger. And guess what? That date's almost here. You better believe Miami's phone lines are about to light up like the 4th of July. Now, why would Ramsey even consider Atlanta? Simple. Raheem Morris, the Falcons head coach, has a strong bond with Ramsey from their days together with the Rams, and that matters a lot. According to NFL insider Cameron Wolfe, Miami already knows which teams Ramsey would welcome. And yes, Atlanta's one of them. Carolina's being tossed around too, with Ejiro Evero having ties. But let's be honest, the connection with Raheem in Atlanta? That's a gravitational pull. This isn't about location. This is about trust, scheme, and championship pedigree. Section 4. Does Atlanta really need Ramsey? Yes. Yes, they do. Now, some fans are asking, do we really need another corner? Oh, yeah. And here's why. Atlanta tried to fill the gaps. They drafted Xavier Watts and Billy Bowman Jr., two promising guys. They even took a flyer on undrafted free agent Kobe Bryant, who's been turning heads. But let's be real. None of those names are walking into Week 1 as your shutdown outside corner. Right now, it's Mike Hughes slotted opposite A.J. Terrell. Solid vet, sure. But Ramsey? Ramsey's a game changer. He brings swagger, elite ball skills, and the kind of lockdown presence that lets your pass rush go hunting. Add him to a secondary already featuring Terrell, Jesse Bates, and Richie Grant, and now you're cooking with rocket fuel. And on the other side of the ball, you've got a young core forming fast. Michael Penix Jr., Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. Atlanta isn't rebuilding anymore. They're reloading. You add Ramsey to this mix, and suddenly this team goes from interesting to dangerous. Oh, and if you thought the drama stopped there, think again. Because even the kicker position is heating up. Younghoe Koo, one of the league's most reliable legs since 2019, suddenly finds himself in a real battle. Enter Lenny Krieg, a German kicker signed through the NFL's International Pathway Program. Don't laugh. This dude showed up at the Combine and went 14 for 14 on field goals. Falcons special teams coach Marquise Williams watched him live and had him signed the next day. This isn't just a novelty, it's legit competition. And the timing? Brutal for Koo. Last year he hit just 73.5% of his kicks, a career low, including a nightmare 3-miss game against the Saints in Week 10. He also landed on IR in Week 16 with a right hip issue. That's not nothing. Here's the kicker, pun fully intended. Because Krieg is in the international program, he wouldn't even count against the 53-man roster. That gives Atlanta flexibility and maybe even motivation to make a switch if Koo can't return to form. Williams is being tight-lipped. Says Koo's looked solid, but he isn't tipping his hand. And with mandatory minicamp kicking off June 10th, this could become one of the most underrated storylines in camp. So here we are, Falcons fans. The quarterback room is in flux. Ramsey's potential arrival could tilt the entire defense. And yes, even the kicker spot is a battleground. This isn't your typical offseason. This is a franchise on the edge of something huge, for better or for worse. So let's hear it. Should the Falcons trade Cousins if Pittsburgh calls? Do you trust Penix to lead this team into the future? And what would it mean to have Jalen Ramsey anchoring this secondary? Drop your take in the comments. Sound off of 1 to 10. How confident are you in this Falcons roster right now? Because if June 1st hits and the dominoes fall the right way, Atlanta could be the team no one wants to face. This isn't just some random date on the NFL calendar. June 1st is the key that could unlock the Falcons' entire future. Because once that cap hit drops, Miami's hand gets lighter. And suddenly, Atlanta becomes the most logical, most dangerous destination for Jalen Ramsey. You've got Raheem Morris's influence, you've got a glaring need at cornerback, and you've got a team that's done being mediocre. This isn't just about X's and O's, this is about a mindset shift. You don't bring in Ramsey to fill a roster spot. You bring him in to send a message. Pair him with A.J. Terrell, and that message is loud and clear. Atlanta's not rebuilding, they're coming for it all. Just imagine it. Ramsey in a Falcons uniform, jawing at receivers before the snap. Terrell locking down WR2s like a veteran technician. A hungry pass rush finally playing free because they've got elite cover guys behind them. That's not just a defense, that's an identity. Meanwhile, in the background, that kicker battle? Yeah, it's heating up like July asphalt in Georgia. Don't sleep on it. Games, seasons, are won or lost by a single leg swing. And right now, Younghoe Koo is under pressure. He's coming off a rough year and a hip injury. The consistency that made him a fan favorite, it wasn't there in 2024. Enter Lenny Krieg, German-born, cannon-legged, and absolutely fearless. This kid lit up the combine, and special teams coach Marquise Williams didn't even blink. He made the signing happen immediately. This isn't some feel-good story. This is a real shot at stealing the job. And here's the kicker. Pun very much intended, Krieg wouldn't even count against the 53-man roster. That's a huge edge in a league where every slot matters. So here we are. Quarterback uncertainty. A defensive star possibly inbound. A kicker duel with real consequences. All while minicamp looms just days away. This isn't your average offseason. This is a fork-in-the-road moment. Does Atlanta go all in for Ramsey? Is it time to say goodbye to Cousins and hand the keys fully to Penix Jr.? And who do you trust to win you games on 4th down? Koo or Krieg? This is your team, Falcons fans. You tell me. What's the move? Drop your takes in the comments. Sound off. Be bold, because this offseason isn't just interesting anymore, it's explosive. And if the Falcons pull the right strings, the rest of the league might be in for a shock.